easy. Oops. days. Yeah, I know. Okay, thread quart. Okay, I'll pause here and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I actually just finished it off quickly while we're off camera, so you can see there that that is all quilted. The back is all quilted. I'll show you this side as well. You can see, oh, I've stitched in some thread, some wool, doesn't matter, I'll cut that out, it's going on the inside anyway. Then we are off to join them together and create the lining, which is done the exact same way, and of course the handles. So I keep this fairly simple, but this could be a nice gift, or it could be something that you want to use for maybe the beach or picnic or whatever you do on your time off. But it gives you something else to create. Why not? I'll be back in a minute with these two being joined together, so bear with me and I'll see you soon. Okay, so I'm just going to see if I can zoom in a little. I've got my walking foot on. I'm actually going to stitch this half an inch, not a quarter inch, because I want the seams to be really, oh, I've got to put my needle up, feed dogs back up, because I want this to be quite sturdy, so it needs a good seam. And I want to be able to catch in that batting, sorry. So just go down one side, down the bottom, stop a half inch from the bottom, turn it around, stitch across the bottom. Just try and always keep that bag batting in. I mean, it shouldn't go anywhere because we've just quilted it to death. Just straighten that up a little. And I'm also going to give this a square base because I like it when they sit upright. And do up the side. And then I'm also going to trim a little bit too, even though, just to make it a bit neater. Excuse me, dry throat. Alright, so once I've got to there, I'm going to cut off, and I am literally going to then do the exact same thing to the lining. The lining has been cut the same size as this. I don't know if you can see that. My lining is here. So I've got two of those. I have left one of the long sides open. And I've got right sides together. I don't know if you can see that. It's a bit hard to see. Let's see if I can move that around a bit. Oops-a-days. So you can see that is open there. And this is my lining. Just going to zoom out a little more so you can see a bit more of what I'm doing. So I've gone down short side, long side and short side, which then gives me like a U shape, and the top part is open. I'm now going to do the exact same thing to the lining. Make sure I've got the sides, and being a batik, it doesn't matter if I haven't got the right sides together, because you're probably not going to notice it anyway. So I'm going to go down a short side. Oops-a-daisy. That'd be keep it at me. And I'm going to sew down here. If you'd like to overlock, you can. It's not always necessary. And then across the bottom, that needle up, move it over. Because I've got the walking feet on, it might not like the thinness of this fabric, so it's sort of making a funny noise because the fabric's too thin. But I couldn't be bothered changing my foot over, so I figured it's going to have to work. Turn around now and go up the sides. Again, I just might lift that up and move it over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the squared bottom. Now, for those who haven't done this before, I'm going to try and explain it to you the best way I possibly can. Alright, so that's that. So that has now got all four sides, or three sides, sorry, and then the top open. Okay, so in the bottom corner here, where you've done the squared off corner, what I want you to do is grab the fabric at either side. That's the side seam there. Try and move this down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. That's the side seam, that's the corner here. So I'll go down a little bit more. There we go. So that's the corner there. Alright, so I'm flattening that out to that. So you can see that there, so it makes like a triangle shape. And I've got that, the side seam, laying flat on one side. I'm now going to stitch across here, and I am going to place a pin at roughly the mark I want to do. And normally I would grab a ruler and just quickly measure so I know, so daisy, wrong side around, measure that I have done that at, just find the corner point at about 2 1/4, and I'm going to take it up to 2 1/2. No, you won't see me doing this because I've moved it off screen. There we go. So I've measured that triangle bit 2 1/2 from here, 2 1/2 inches to here, and I'm going to sew straight across here. And I might go across twice, depends on how I think the machine's sewing and whether it's strong enough to hold what I've done. Okay. And I'm going to do a double stitch just to be on the safe side. Come on, machine. There we go. It's just next to it. Okay, so now you have this. So you can see that there. So see the stitch line there, and I have now done 2 little lines. I'll move that back up to the sewing machine, and I'll try and zoom in a little. Then what I'm going to do, once I've done that, is I'm going to cut that off, that point bit, that little tent, and I'm going to, if I can find my scissors, and I'm going to leave 1/4 inch for a seam. I've got my little thread scissors, which don't really work with fabric, so bear with me while I cut through that. So that is now one corner. You can see that. Then I go to the next corner and do the exact same thing. And I also have to do this to the outside of the bag, not just the lining. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back here shortly.